Hi guys, it's Nathan from Halo Automotive. We've got this Range Rover Autobiography in today, and we're going to be looking at defects and swirl removal on the gloss black accents. Thought you guys would be interested to know the best way of going about it. So first of all, before you get started with your polisher, you want to make sure that this area is completely relieved of all contaminants. So you want to have a thorough safe wash, tar remover, iron fallout remover, and then potentially a clay bar if the area is still feeling a little bit rough. After that, and you can start to work out what polish and pad combination that you need to use. So I'll run through that with you now. Right guys, so the tools I'm going to be using today are some standard 500 GSM microfiber buffing cloths. I'm using EZ Eliminator for the panel wipe, a good bit of blue tape for your protection. I'm going to be using a variety of pads on my small Rotary. This is a ShineMate EP803, both with finishing pads. This will be doing the main majority of the work. This is a DS6 Pro Plus. I'm going to be using a combination of two pads on this. We're using Meguiar's cutting pad, microfiber cutting pad, and a 3M Perfect It finishing pad. The polish I'm going to be using is the Scholl S20. That's going to give me the best results for cutting, the diminishing abrasive for the cutting and then for the finishing. So let's see what we can do. Okay, so I've applied the tape to protect all the areas. I applied a large piece of app tape here because it's a matte wrap. I don't want to be getting any oils from the polish on the matte wrap because I'm going to be giving myself more work in the long run by removing those oils with relevant alcohols and things like that. So I taped up the window rubber, the top rubber. I've also opened the boot lid just so I can get access from this spoiler. The spoiler comes down to this section here. I've ran a 50-50 tape line here just to show you and get the camera close and show you before and after. So I'm going to be polishing this lower section. So what I'm going to start with is the DS6 Pro microfiber cutting pad, as I said earlier. The reason why it's all grey is because the pad's primed and ready to go, just to save a bit of time for the video purpose. So I'm going to bang two small dots of polish. I'll get a close-up of that so then you can see how small the dots actually are. I'm going to apply them at a low speed. I'm going to choose speed 2 just for spreading the polish in, then up it to a 5. The reason why I'm using quite a coarse cutting pad and quite a large machine, A, to get the job done a bit quicker, and B, because the scratches are really bad on this and it's taken quite a battering over the years. So I'll get started. Okay, so with this lower section now cut, we're going to move on to refining. But before we do, I'll just give you a quick top tip about these microfiber cutting and finishing pads. Whenever you finish the full pass, the pad will be all laid down and all clogged up with polish and contaminants and literally your polish. So what I do is use this toothbrush type tool, give it all a good rub, get the head of the brush in there, because you want all these fibres standing up. If these fibres aren't standing up on end, then they're not cutting, they're not doing the job. All you'll be doing is minimising your cutting effect. Giving it a really good scrub. And get all those fibres standing back up on end. And then that way I'll give you a more efficient polishing experience. Alternatively, you can use an airline to blow it out, but in between passes, this will suffice. So switching over to the finishing pad, I've got that lined up. And again applying the same Scholl S20 polish. The small dots like we did before. I'm just going to move that in a little bit. At a lower speed, I'm going to use 3. And we're going to just repeat the same process. So repeating the same process as before, we're just going to remove this fine film of polish, revealing an extremely glossy surface this time, which is always a good sign. Again, applying your Eliminator Panel wipe just to relieve any of those oils that'll be left over. and let's see what it looks like.
Okay, so to summarise, we've done the 50-50, we've cut and refined this lower section, and going over with the inspection torch afterwards, there are 1 or 2 tiny little blemishes here and there left over, but that's okay because I've communicated with the customer that there are going to be the odd little blemish here and there. The main difference being is that leaving a 90% rectification and leaving 10% of those defects in is a difference between a 2-hour and a 5-hour job. So it's a gloss enhancement and it's what the client wants. Now regarding the polishes that I used today, I used the DAS6 Pro Plus with the combination of pads. Now I could have used different polishes here, could have used my small Rotary, I could have used the Roots Hybrid Nano. I used those machines because that's what I'm comfortable with using and I understand the parameters and what I can get from that on this material. Always use a polisher that you feel most comfortable with. One recommendation I would make when using IPA panel white on soft paint or on a soft gloss black area, always tread very softly with your cloth because you can put your own marks in it. I've got the rest of the car to do, so I'm going to get crack on with that. I've also got a ceramic coat to lay down on this, so I'll get a few shots of me working around the car as I go. But in the meantime, hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know in the comments if there's anything that you'd like to see from us in the future or anything that we can help you out with. Cheers!